Okay, so I have something to say. And I probably am gonna cry. Because I'm just sitting here wondering, am I such a miserable human being, so high maintenance and difficult to be around, that my mother just doesn't want me around? I don't understand her. I drove down to her house yesterday, and I helped her do her toenails because she was having a hard time. I spent all day down there. I filed her toes, and we had breakfast, and then we had lunch, and we had a nice afternoon or whatever. And I was happy to be included. I'm always happy to be included in my mother's life because she's always busy. That I would touch her feet to be around her, and I hate people's feet. And I hated her feet. But I did it anyway because I wanted to be around my mom. I wanted to help her. And then today's her week off from chemo. And she had to come up and get some blood work done. And I called her to check in. And her friend answered the phone. Hey, Leash. I'm here with your mom. We're picking up her blood work. And then we're going to the wig shop. And I was like, you're going to a wig shop? Because when I saw my mom yesterday, just tons of her hair in the back was gone. It was just two big bald patches and bald on the top and just scraggly and just like some hair in the front. And I bought her some cancer scarves and they never arrived from Amazon. And I was like, you're going to a wig shop? We went to a wig shop. All this time my mom has been like, I'm just going to get the Jacqueline Smith. She wants a Jacqueline Smith wig. And I was like, Mom, all the Jacqueline Smith wigs are synthetic. And you said you wanted a natural hair wig. And I said, I found her some online. And then I woke up this morning, actually, and I thought, you know what, Alicia? Your mother wants a freaking Jacqueline Smith wig. She thinks that's pretty. And who are you to say? What are you pushing back for? I'm pushing back because I want her to have the best, and I want her to have also what she said she wanted, which was a human hair wig. But Jacqueline Smith wigs don't come in human hair. And so she's like, I'm just going to get that Jacqueline Smith wig. So I woke up this morning and I thought, I called her and I said, you should get that Jacqueline Smith wig, Mom. It's going to look so pretty on you. And I did all this research and I was like, I found a wig that I thought would be nice for you. And I said, here's like 25 different styles of Jacqueline Smith wigs. I said, just find one and we'll get it for you. So when her friend was like, we're going to the wig shop, and my mom's white blood cell count is really low, and they've been like going to restaurants, and it's starting to really piss me off. I'm like, freaking stay home. God, stay home. Why can't you just stay home and be safe? So I was like, what wig shop are you going to? She's like, we're going to try on wigs. And I felt so left out, rejected, and angry. She didn't even bother to call me. I actually have plans today. And I would drop everything to be with my mother at any point in time of this journey, but I think she just doesn't want me around. I think she's tired of me always being there for her because I think I'm just a high maintenance. I don't know, I'm a monster. I'm trying to help her, and I'm not trying to I'm desperately trying not to force myself on her or force my will on her. But I think I must exhaust her. I don't begrudge that she went with her friend, but I felt so left out because my mom, my whole life, has just moved on without me. She's been such a good mom, but there's always been this sense of being at arm's length as a daughter that she's never really accepted me as a friend. Yeah, I'm in almost my mid-40s. My feelings are so hurt, and I don't understand why she would go to the wig shop without me. I just don't. Like, even if her friend came, why didn't she even bother to tell me? I just want to be part of it. I just want to walk with my mom through this. And just like usual, when she gets it in her head, she just takes off without me. That's what happens. When I was a kid, she would get so busy, she would forget about me. Not all the time, but she would forget to pick me up from work, and I'd be waiting for hours, or I'd just walk home. She was always running late. It was like a joke in our lives. I never thought it was funny. I always thought it was really rude, and to this day, I become unglued to this day if someone is late. Like I can't get control of my emotions if someone's late. I'm like, you are so rude and thoughtless. Do you even care that I moved my day around to be here for you? Did you care that someone somewhere was getting ready and making plans and getting a sitter for their kids or whatever they were doing? You're freaking late. Selfish. Like I need the Lord to work on me in that area because it pisses me off if someone's late unless they call. If they call me, then I'm okay. But if you just show up and I'm sitting here like a loser, and I know it's like a root because my mother, I always took it as a sign that my mom didn't care about me. She didn't care to be on time for a play. She was an hour and a half late to my wedding dress fitting. She couldn't even be bothered, and so I picked one out, and then she hated it, and we got a huge fight because she hated my wedding dress, and she told me I was ashamed of her, and I'd shamed my father because it was so low cut. And as a mom, I think, there are some personalities in your own kids that maybe you just don't gel with. I think that's just real. I know, because I have 5 kids. I hope I never communicate to my kids that I would rather not be around them by just preferencing someone else. I was so hurt. My heart broke when they said they were going to the wig shop, and like as an afterthought, I said, Mom, she goes, I'm gonna go to the wig shop and then I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna buy the wig that we discussed. And I was like, why are you going to a freaking wig shop then? You're just gonna buy a wig. This is why she doesn't want to be around me. Because I'm a witch, apparently. She says such stupid things sometimes. Like, she tends to be an enabler type of personality. And she never wants anyone to be, like, unhappy or mad at her. So she'll say things that are nonsensical that I'm like, and I'm a very, like, logical, put it together in my head and destroy your argument kind of person. So I was like, why would you go to a wig shop only to drive 45 minutes from your house, only to drive all the way home and order something online? Why? She was like, I just want to see what they have. I thought I could try some on. I was like, well, we know that in New York State, no wig shops are letting you try wigs on. So why are you going to a wig shop? You have no white blood cells. Please stop leaving the house. And then she was like, oh, did you want to come? You can come if you want to. And I'm like, this is classic her. You're on your way there. right now. And I have kids, and I had plans. And I said I would drop everything for you. And you're so rude that I'm an afterthought, and I'm so desperate that I would still drop everything and go. And so you know what? I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this. I thought, I'm not doing this. I'm not. I'm gonna say no. For me. I have plans. I have someone coming to my house in 10 minutes, and I'm up here crying because I'm so mad, and I'm so hurt. Yeah, Mom, I'll drop everything and show up to a wig shop for you to putter around for an hour and a half and buy nothing. It's not that you want my opinion anyway, 'cause she sit there and batted back everything I said that day at the wig shop, and she walked away with nothing. In her defense, it was super ghetto. But now she's gonna go pick out a wig without me. And her friend is the one, and it just reinforced to me that I'm a daughter and I'm not a friend. And that really stings. I just always wanted to be her friend, and I thought as I got older, I had earned that spot. Like growing up and being mature and having children and having these life experiences now and maturity that she can understand and relate to. But today, when she was with her friend, I realized I'm still just a daughter to her. I felt like such a loser. I felt like I just felt like she didn't want me there, and it really hurt. Like 2 years ago, that particular friend and my mom were making fun of me behind my back. My mom to this day doesn't know that I overheard her mocking me with her friend. I was walking by a door in church, and I heard my name. So I paused, was like, what is that? And they were like, oh God. Alicia thinks she knows so much. Alicia's so, Alicia. And it was my mother. My mother. She always thinks, meh. Alicia always has an opinion. And she and her friend, and another friend, it was actually 3 of them, were laughing at me and tearing me down. And I never said anything to her, which is not like me, actually. Normally I'll just thunder in. But I was so hurt. I was so hurt. I was like, and my mom's friend is my friend. Yeah, she was like my teacher in high school. But again, she's another person. I'm in my mid-40s. I thought I'd earned the spot at the table. I don't know. I've been good to them. I just, I felt really shut out today, and I felt small. My husband wanted me to say something to my mom. He was so angry with her when I told him what she was saying about me. He was so angry he didn't even talk to her, and she didn't know why. I forbade him from saying. I was like, if you say something to her, it's my choice to confront her or not. I choose not to. He wouldn't even talk to her. He was so angry because I really was very hurt and heartbroken by that. And I forgave her. I did. The reason why I didn't say anything to her was because there was no point. I knew it wouldn't change anything. I knew she would be sorry, but I didn't want her apology. I wanted her to think better of me. And that I knew wouldn't change. And she would say, if I even brought it to her, she would be horrified. And then she would beat herself up for a super long time. And then she would buy me things as her formal apology. I just know how it goes. And she'd go out of her way. It's so nice, Leash. You decorate your house so nicely. I've always wanted a house decorated just like this. Can you tell me your secrets? Maybe we can watch a movie together, which she knows I used to want so badly as a kid for her to just take time with me and watch a movie. And she wouldn't. She'd always fall asleep, or she had to get up and clean the kitchen. And I always wanted somebody who would just sit with me. And then we could talk about the movie afterward. As a little girl. Because my girls are like that, and I take the time. I stop. Not all the time, but I take the time and I sit down with them. And I endure their stupid movies. And we giggle and we have popcorn, or I make cookies, because that's all I ever wanted from my mom. For her to just stop, and be with me. And I think I'm just an exhausting person. I think I'm high maintenance and draining, over opinionated, aggressive, assertive, boorish, ignorant, rude, bratty, selfish, spoiled, ingrate, impossible to please, combative, it's just another thing I'm not gonna bother to mention, because what's the point? It's not gonna bring healing or wholeness, and it's not gonna help her in her cancer battle. In fact, probably make everything worse by just stressing her out. Rant over. Now I have company coming. And I wish I didn't, but I do. I have to finish getting dressed and clean my house. I have company coming over to play with my kids. I invited a woman to my home that I don't know very well, because I wanted to provide something for my kids to do. They've been off school all week. And I'm trying to be a good mom in the best way I know how, and I know my mom was trying to do the same. And I'm trying to notice things about my kids, and what they need, and what they hope for, and what they want as people, so that they can not have some of these issues. Probably gonna have issues of any nature anyway, but I don't ever want them to feel rejected by me, or like they're not good enough to be in my company. My mom has cancer, and Jesus has the answer.